allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off the mic. It's okay.
She
Off the mic. Off the
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary, diary politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní láàyè.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun mami.
Àníyàn sùn láàyè.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami.
Àníyàn sùn láàyè.
Maiyegun.
Yeah, brethren, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me, brethren. Remember, I actually love to remind you every now and then, after reading the caption of the broadcast, take your time and read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us, because there is actually a full package for us tonight. We've missed some nights, haven't we? So thank you so much if you have done that. Okay, like, share, and then sit back, relax, and enjoy the chat. Now, if we have enough time tonight, we possibly could take a calls, okay? So try that out later. So the starter for tonight is the news of Chagoury, Tinubu's confidant, who has now been honored with the second biggest national honor of Nigeria. And people have been reacting, rightly so, they should. Nigeria suffered what they call the state capture in 2023. The journey that started from 2015. Again, Nigeria has become a place with the APC, of course, has become a place where criminals, right, are very much rewarded, not in secret anymore. They fraternize with themselves in the open, because number one person, the person who is the president of Nigeria, is also going about with the baggage and baggages of his own criminal past. And he succeeded in becoming the president of Nigeria, and to consolidate the power, he's managed to surround himself with questionable characters. And it's actually like ironical as well, if it is not seriously like shameful, that you will see the Ronu coups, the Ronu Nazis, the Ronu bandits, and they are easy to point fingers at others, like, you know, these are criminals who wants to come and destroy Nigeria because Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. According to them, the same rogues that bleated for straight 8 years in defense of Bokwari, the man that majority of them have now come out again to say, well, it was a disaster. So Tinubu is now fixing the rot left by Bokwari. But here is something. Those who have been, as much as as bad as a PDP was, right? They still had on their own they still have this feather on their cap, which was that they managed to convict members of their own party for corruption. Some of them were sent to jail. Some served their jails, some didn't, because APC took over. And guess what? Those who looted Nigeria, confirmed looters with career criminality in that sense, right, have been very much rewarded by Tinubu. And not just that, too. Starting from Bokwari, they've been pardoning those who have looted and stolen from Nigerians. All you need to do is to just join their political party. Join them. Once you did, then forget about what anyone will say again. Just fraternize with them like they are doing so shamelessly. Now, to those of you who possibly do not really know the story of Gilbert Chagoury, he's a Lebanese, and he's kind of partly Nigerian too. You know, the Lebanese that came to Nigeria in the 80s is one of them. He raised his family in Nigeria, by the way. Some of his children were born in Nigeria. But guess what? He's meant to be a Lebanese businessman. But he is not like every other Lebanese that have become Nigerians or that have lived in Nigeria, past or present and all that, is different. Chagoury is a high flyer. He was in bed with Abacha. Sonny Abacha is believed, or the government of Abacha is believed to have plundered and looted more than 200 billion US dollars of Nigerians' crude oil money. So at the time when Abacha became that dictator in 1990, between 1993 and 1998, he had this very good friend. His name is Chagoury. So Abacha, being a dictator, and at the same time, the West were very much on him because he was democracy. And then he very much wasn't interested in returning Nigeria back to democracy. So he had a lot of friends, but not all of them were like Chagoury. So Chagoury became a confidant of Abacha. And the dictatorship that Abacha recorded in Nigeria, okay, all that brutality and the rest of them, they were partly funded by Chagoury. And guess what? He was handsomely rewarded too. He managed to make billions of dollars, make away with billions of dollars of Nigeria's money, right? And when Abacha died, the first thing Chagoury did, Gilbert Chagoury did, was to try to close some of his businesses in Nigeria. And he moved his family out of Nigeria straight away. And he became a part fugitive. So when exposure on Abacha's loot and Abacha's friends who made away with Nigeria's money. Now, let me explain that. How did they end up with Nigeria's money? They were not like contractors. You know, you say, okay, maybe they were contractors, inflated this or that. No, they were not. When Nigeria was under serious sanction, Abacha government was under serious sanction from all over the world. At the time, he could only trust just few allies. And what did they do? They were the ones who were guaranteeing that since the rest of the world won't trade with Abacha, so they became the middlemen. So Nigeria's crude oil was almost like rejected by the West at the time. So nobody should transact with Nigeria's crude oil during Abacha's time. So Bagudu, I'm just mentioning two names now, okay? Bagudu, as well as this Chagoury, they overseen the transactions of that time, and the remittance of such money were never remitted to Nigeria. So Chagoury ran away from Nigeria. He was very much like present in Nigeria during Abacha's time. So he ran away from Nigeria and relocated to Switzerland. So when Nigeria returned back to democracy, right, the hunt for Abacha loot began. And immediately after that, they started pointing out individuals who they believed must be aware of some of the money looted, because it's now looted money, because they were never remitted back to Nigeria. Crude oil were being lifted from Nigeria, and these were the guys who were helping Abacha government to sell some of this, and the money were never really remitted to Nigeria. So when Obasanjo came in and he started chasing Abacha's loot, the current minister of, what do you call him again? Is it national planning? What's that guy's name? Bagudu, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. He was also very much one of the bagmen of Abacha at the time. So Obasanjo tracked him. They were able to see over $1 billion from him. And he kind of like had to cut a deal with Nigeria. So that guy who was supposed to be in jail later became governor of Kebbi State. Today he is a minister under Tinubu. While Abacha was supposedly hunting the democratic campaigners at the time, like Tinubu, Nadeko, we didn't know that it wasn't about Abacha being a dictator, so to say. It was pretty much about power, what do you call it? It's like a power hunt, so to say, right? So they were still very much, some of them were still in bed with Abacha. And I bet that was how Tinubu, because Tinubu met Abacha through MKO Abiola. That's a long story, all right? So when Abiola ended up in prison, and Tinubu claimed to be in exile, he was very much a friend of Abacha. Not only that, he was a friend with Abacha's friends. Look around Tinubu today. You probably, if you are old enough, right, you probably will see and sense some of them around him today. So when Tinubu came, hang on, before I even get to that. So when Obasanjo finally tracked Chagoury as one of those corporates who helped Abacha, right, to siphon Nigeria's money. So the Swiss government arrested him, charged him for corruption, and the case went to court. So Chagoury was found guilty. He was in fact convicted, but it wasn't a custodian sort of a conviction like he should go to prison. So he was fined $1 million Swiss franc, as a fine for being convicted of corruption. The corruption Chagoury is convicted of is not a corruption from elsewhere. It is his participation in the looting of Nigeria. Do you understand that? Like it was established between Nigeria government, the Swiss government, Switzerland government, right? And then the Chagoury said defense. He was found guilty of looting from Nigeria. So he was made to go and pay 66 million euros. That's how much they made him pay back to Nigeria. 66 million euros to Nigeria. And then 1 million Swiss franc to the Switzerland government. And that was it. And since then, he left Nigeria. He never returned back to Nigeria until 2014, when the journey to bring back the APC, Egbe into government, also started. This was what Onofunuga, the guy who is now the special advisor to Tinubu on social media matter. This was Onofunuga's magazine in the 90s. It's called The News. Onofunuga was said to have been the publisher of this particular article, How a Family Hijacked Nigeria, the Chagouries. So when Tinubu came to power, when he seized power, he announced Gilbert Chagoury, as his own confidant. Just same role that Abacha gave Chagoury, right? It was like this ceremonial unofficial role, sure you get, but it gives him the presidential clearance, okay, to, do things within the government, so to say. He announced him as the confidant of Tinubu, which means it's the man that Tinubu trusts so much to help him steer and steal Nigeria. Not only that, few months after that, right, Chagoury's company, which is now controlled by his son, and it is called iTech. Okay, in case if you have seen them, they are called iTech. They are construction company, all right? So iTech suddenly, without bid or competition, suddenly won the most lucrative government contract in Nigeria. Okay, and that is the Lagos-Calabar Expressway. No bid, no nothing. Like it was just, you want it, take it, sort of. So in order to probably this time around to pave way for the legitimate or legalized way of looting Nigeria, and he won't have to look at his back anymore. He won't need to look, to be watching if anybody is actually going after him or coming after him, So they made that official for Chagoury. 18 trillion naira road contract was awarded to him. No bid, no tender, no nothing from other competitors, just him. That was so controversial, right? Not only that, the idea of building coastal road in Nigeria, which was mooted since 1981, by the way, by the Chagoury government, that they wanted to do coastal road. The idea back then was that they were going to invite a PPP. PPP means public-private partnership, where the private sector will bring the money, go and source for the money, right? Bring the money, build the road, and then tax the road, toll the road for the next 20, 25 years before handing it over back to Nigeria. That was the deal. Nigeria was only to provide the right of way, pay compensations to the people whose lands will be taken. That was the idea from 1981. When Tinubu came, they pushed that aside. Nigeria now back on this project by going out there to borrow the money and give it to Chagoury to construct Lagos-Calabar coastal road. Corruption, no, which is now very much legalized in the contraption, and they are not doing it in the secret anymore. It is pure in the open. You are seeing it with your eyes, and mostly you are just like gasping, like, right? This is an institutionalized corruption that we are talking about, and it is practically the beginning. What they can't do or what they won't do doesn't actually exist with this current state of Nigeria. So this morning, from their media, they announced that, well, Chagoury, from the office of Tinubu, Ambassador Chagoury, in exercise of the powers vested in me under Section 1(4) of the National Honors Act, I, Bola Tinubu, President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, in recognition of your outstanding virtues and in appreciation of your services to our country. What is Chagoury's service to Nigeria? To loot and pillage Nigeria. Remember that. So he said, hereby award to you to have and enjoy title, dignity, and all the privileges of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON. That is the title given to the Vice President of Nigeria, by the way. Once you become the Vice President of Nigeria, they will quickly give you the GCON. Then it is also like another, like it's the second biggest national award in Nigeria, where they have to say, you've done well. So what would you say Chagoury's contribution to Nigeria is, genuinely, other than to help the criminals in charge of the contraption, past and present, to help them launder the Nigeria's money, pretty much. So he's been rewarded for doing exactly, right, what he did for Abacha. Now, we have no idea the monumental other corruption that are going on that are yet to probably come to public, right, to light. But here we are, where Tinubu and his gang are giving everybody the middle finger. What are you going to do about it? Now that you know, what are you going to do? Nothing, or maybe nothing, you know? So people are reacting, and I do not actually really fault them, okay? But let's go to the next one. Another thief who has been also sort of like a disgrace, but it is Nigeria, a place where the more criminally you are, right, the likelihood of you getting more rewarded, fortunately. It is the former Attorney General of Nigeria, Malami. Abubakar Malami, the man who wielded so much power, you know, some nights ago or some moonlight ago, right? Where his words were like, you know, order. So he was so powerful enough, right, that he could put anybody in jail, disobey the courts, and still get away with it. Until he came, now out of power. So Malami, a thief. Now, his titles are probably going to be like a little bit of a stretch now. He's not going to be just Malami, the sandpaper, the senior advocate of nuisance, all right, a charge and bureau side lawyer, who later became a minister of injustice in Nigeria, okay, Attorney General of the country, which is Attorney General of Nigeria, right? And now, the same people that they work together in depleting Nigeria, right, are now telling us that this guy is a crook. Listen, not only that he's a what do you call habitual sort of like a thief, somebody who just steal even when they don't need it. This guy, from his own loot, they've been able to trace the properties, 52 properties in different parts of Nigeria, northern Nigeria and Abuja, by the way. So different properties, 52 of them, valued at over 250 billion naira. You get that? Now, this same guy, they've also traced over 40 bank accounts to him, littered with over 300 billion naira. I'm giving you these round figures because they're like very, very stretched, all right? So now, the court who sent him to prison, court said, remanded him in prison, temporarily forfeited his properties, his accounts and stuff like that. Although he's managed to deny that the money or the accounts were not his, okay? That the money, whatever money they found there, they are not his. However, on the other side, he's fighting to get all those stuff taken from him returned while the case continues. But again, it is just for a show. If you probably want to ask me to be honest, it's a show, but for the record, this is Nigeria, by the way, all right? So Malami has also been accused of gun running. He's been accused of sponsoring terrorism. He's been accused of shielding terrorists. All the crimes that, if you compile them, means that this person hurts Nigeria, hurts Nigerians. And the worst place in hell or the worst place in your prison should be kept for people like this, but not in Nigeria. You have to steal so much. You have to steal a lot so that you'll be able to pay the best lawyers, pay the best money to the best lawyers. I had the protesters, those who are going to do solidarity for you. Let's send some other guys, pay them peanuts and send them to the TV stations to go and tell the world that you are innocent. All these things are just from the political enemies. Political enemies. None of these properties, none of this money, none of everything traced to this guy was ever owned by him until he became the minister in Nigeria. Minister, not state governor. So Malami, therefore, is now being charged, no, not yet charged, okay? So he spent, weeks in detention, okay? First at the EFCC detention, then from there to Kuje prison. So he spent his Christmas, his New Year in Kuje prison, waiting to fulfill or to meet his bail conditions. The bail conditions that they said is quite stringent, right? That it became so impossible for him to meet, right? So he finally met those conditions 2 days ago, only for him to walk out of prison and then to be rearrested by the DSS. Why? So they found guns in his house and now they are charging him for gun running and terrorism as well. You get? So this was Malami walking out of Kuje prison and then getting waylaid or ambushed by the DSS that rearrested him. Once upon a time, powerful Malami.
Okay, who is your guy among you? Can I see your ID card to be sure? Yeah.
So who is your boss? The man who used to be the boss. The guy who used to explain to us why people have to go to jail for whatever they said about Buhari's government. The same guy who ordered the freezing of the bank accounts of everyone suspected to be part of the NSAS protest, remember? He is also the same guy who shielded the killers, the murderers who killed Nigerians protesting in 2020, right? The NSAS protest. He's also not different from the same. He's the same guy who orchestrated the killings of the young and even the older Igbos in Igbo land, by the way, in the name of hunting down the Biafrans or the IPOB. This guy, you would wish that Nigeria should have that, the legal system to put people like this away. But Nigeria doesn't have that. Because if Nigeria's legal system is working, Tinubu won't be your president today. He won't be your president. But he is. And he is likely going to be your president until 2031. They fear nothing. It is like, it's more or less like Nigerians are more like conquered people who can only bark, but they can't bite. Complain, lament, but they will do jack shit, they will do nothing. And that's exactly how these guys are, treating you. You see thieves. And sometimes you just want them to be punished. Hopefully that the looters will stop looting. And you see the thieves fraternizing with the people that once told you that those guys were thieves, but now they are friends. So therefore, forget about that one. Look at another thief. Why these ones are busy? You know exactly what the former thief did to you. So it's just like a vicious circle, a rat race, catch 22. It just goes on and on and on and on. It never ends. And it is sad. You get what I mean? When morality is completely dead. And right now, it is just about, more or less like a personal selfish interest. Institutions have been so compromised that people have become so almost like helpless. They are not really helpless. I think they choose to be helpless in this sense. Let's go to something else. All right. So Malami is currently in the detention of the DSS. Unfortunately, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to be there before their Jankara court judgment that sent him to life imprisonment. Like, how do you send somebody to life imprisonment when you do not have any law, any part of your constitution, any part of your law that backs that up? But you still have to do it anyway because it's a script, yeah? So today, in states like Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, young people came out, the IPOBs, they came out, one, to demand again for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the miscarriage of justice, the prisoner of conscience that they have locked up, and also to show their solidarity, right, to the Donald Trump's actions in Nigeria. I'm going to take you to that one later, okay? But before we get to that, here I have one. All right, I'm going to come back to that. So I have one here. This is Asari Dokudump, again under Tinubu, okay, lamenting the increase in the stealing of Nigeria crude oil. Remember that before APC Egbekegbe came to power, Nigeria's refineries were working at over 50% capacity. Nigeria was paying less than 200 billion naira for this fuel subsidy, petrol subsidy, before these guys came in. And according to the reports, Nigeria back then was producing between 1.2 to 1.4 million barrels of crude oil every day. Yeah. And if you remember, one of the reasons why they had to chase Goodluck Ebele Jonathan away was because there was this $50 billion missing, $25 billion missing, oil money missing, all of that stuff, right? So they told us that the money being made from the crude oil under Jonathan was being looted by DSS and the rest of them. Sorry. So Nigeria was losing about 50,000 barrels of crude oil every day. 50,000, that's a lot, right? When APC came in, just like that of the Boko Haram issue, that Boko Haram that was so limited to the northeast of Nigeria, Borno, another side, right? So similarly, oil theft in Nigeria was limited to like 50,000 barrels a day. When APC Egbekegbe came in, the refineries in Nigeria first, all the refineries in Nigeria that were working at 52-55% capacity at the time turned to zero capacity, stopped working. All right. The stealing of Nigeria crude oil jumped from 50,000 barrels a day to over 750,000 barrels a day. Oil production, Nigeria's output shrank from 1.4 million at a point. Nigeria was actually producing less than 800,000 barrels a day. No thanks to this APC. But like Tinubu is doing right now, they continue to falsify figures to make themselves look better until they couldn't falsify anything anymore. So under Buhari, because of this, according to them, to safeguard the pipelines, so they decided to award this 4 billion naira monthly pipeline security contract to Tatiata or something. Tatiata. That is Tompolo's company, the former militant that became government contractor, protecting the pipeline that is taking the crude oil from their land to God knows where, and they never get to see what the money from the crude oil is used for in their land in the Niger Delta. But it's very comfortable with the reward. So they ran that under Bukwari for more than 6 years. It didn't improve Nigeria's or increase Nigeria's oil production, still a looting. And you and I can't steal crude oil. You need to understand that. It takes some clips of roads plus the government officials for anybody to be able to conveniently steal a whole vessel filled with crude oil on Nigeria water, and it will sail out of Nigeria water successfully. Me and you can't do that. So it was the people in government, right? So APC ran that scam on Nigerians for 8 solid years. Then Tinubu came, he started dishing out his own fake figure. Nigeria is going to be producing 2 million barrels a day, blah, 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 blah. I don't think Asari believes that, because from what he is saying,
the oil infrastructure, it is the monies of the community that will be used in servicing and maintaining these facilities. So you now bring a complete stranger who is not from the area, a complete stranger to take care. But if there is an infraction, you now hold the communities responsible when they are not in charge of the pipeline. Who are those sick people in Abuja making this decision, insulting the people? Something they cannot do elsewhere. You can't kill everybody. That is the truth. You are in Abuja, you can't kill everybody. When the people rise up, you can't kill them. If they restrain themselves, does not mean that they are weak. Get these people out of our land. You gave them pipeline, trunk line, federal pipeline to guide. Give them, let them go and guide the federal pipeline. The federal pipeline that no drop of oil is passing through. They want us to talk and expose the fraud, the monumental scam that is going on. NNPC, you can come and find out. They are partying. New Cross, they are partying. Malami Oil, they are partying. Aeroton, they are partying. Other companies are trucking. So this money they are paying to who? For what? For pipelines that no drop of oil is passing through. For pipelines that no drop of oil is passing through. Or is it the empty pipeline that are protecting with billions? Is it the empty pipeline that are protecting with billions? Now they are twisting and cajoling energy to give them those same pipeline. And by the time they give, those pipelines will not be functional. Where the gas line will pass. You disrespect people, you move into people's community, you set up structures in people's community as if they don't exist. You use military to guide yourself, intimidate the people. When the people say no, this intimidation will not accept it, then it's peeled out of this thing. We're handling insurgency in the east, we're handling insurgency in the middle belt, we're handling insurgency in the whole of North Central, we're handling insurgency in North East, in Northwest, in Southeast. The only two zones that is quiet, that is peaceful, Southwest to a certain extent, and South-South, out of greed. Those of you in Abuja who are sharing this money, out of greed, You want to start unrest. You have not finished with the one that is putting Nigeria in bad light globally. You have not finished with that one. Yesterday, women were molested and beaten for saying you can't come into our community. Women. She was there yesterday. She was there. Look at her face. Look at the side of her face.
Nuisance lele.
Alhaji Asari or King Asari, because I don't even know what we're going to call him. He's Amayanambu of something, or Amayanambu of I can't remember, but he's a king. Asari is lamenting. Number one, he said the pipeline protection contract, which is now worth over 5 billion naira a month. Wow. Tompolo is actually cashing out though. He's doing oil bunkering. And at the same time, he's the one protecting the oil pipeline. Nigeria is not a real place. So I tell you, Nigeria have a navy. They have the army. They have different funny names of different security structures. Okay, all of them are just existing. None of them could protect the critical infrastructures of Nigeria, the waterways, the oil infrastructures. They can't. They have to give that to a militant that cashes out. That cash out 5 billion naira every month. That's 60 billion naira a year. That's probably is a chicken change. So to Asari, the reason why Asari fought openly with Boko Haram's regime and is fraternizing openly with Tinubu's regime, they are for the same reason. Asari felt slighted that instead of Boko Haram's government to divide the contract of protecting pipelines among them, Boko Haram gave it to Tompolo, denied him and others to. And according to him, most of the pipelines they asked Tompolo to be guiding, so many of them have not seen crude oil for decades. You feel me? Pipelines, we know they work again. That's what he's saying. He said, we will tell everybody the truth. We just did the truth, God damn it, man. It's an unreal place. Go real. A country, a sovereign country. A country, is a sovereign country, independent country. But yet, when you've opened it up and you start seeing things going on in the place, you just like, no, this can be a country. It is a country. It is Nigeria. So Asari is angry that our oil. Whenever Asari and his foolish other listeners want to put up their defense because they are from Niger Delta. So the reason why they do not want to be part of a Biafra was because the Biafrans want to come and take our oil. It's our oil that's why Biafrans are saying they want the Niger Delta to be part of Biafra. Ignoramuses. They don't own their oil. They don't. The oil in Niger Delta is owned by the owners of Nigeria, who usually meet in Abuja or Lagos to allocate those oil blocks, right, to their friends and cronies and all of them. And most of them, whenever they are visiting Niger Delta, where they claim to have the oil, right, they go there fully armed with military, this and that, and intimidate the locals. That's what Asari wants to try to say is defending. So when he was fighting Boko Haram, it was because he missed out. Then when he started supporting Tinubu, he thought Tinubu would break the contracts down or even give it to him. That's why he came out and he said, Tinubu is known for years. And when they won't give it to him, he screamed out that time too. I remember. Do you remember? Asari once was like, this is not Ahmed Bola Tinubu that I know.
I said, if Ahmed, this is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992, when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend, and I call him my friend, and calls me my son, and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Boko to Bodugare Bebe. Ebikite Boyima. Esi Buba. 70 years old man.
Asari. So, suddenly seeing the video of Asari again, talking about, their women being brutalized, their this, and that being treated like, that same complaining. He's angry with the people in Abuja. Last week, the owners of Nigeria and their representatives, or maybe their representatives, they all met in Lagos. Guess what they were doing? They were reallocating the oil blocks in Nigeria. Yeah, they rewarded them for another 10 years. Yeah, for the next 10 years. People who have no business, who have no interest of the people of Niger Delta, they are going to make billions of dollars for the next 10 years. And Niger Delta will remain further environmentally damaged because there is no plan to fix all the environmental ruins that they've caused in Niger Delta. No, none. That's why it's so funny when you see any average Biafran, right, who want to go into the gutters with the likes of Asari Doku Dump. You are either so ignorant as well. Because it is from the background of ignorance that is making people like Asari and others to believe that they are okay with Nigeria taking their oil, taking their resources, giving them nothing back. And the little they give them back goes into the pocket of the likes of Asari and others who share it among themselves as their elite. Live big, live huge, live large, while the majority of their people lives in squalor, in in abject poverty, in the most degraded environment you can come across. Do you understand? So they are okay with Nigeria, but they are not okay to possibly be part of a country that would give them the chance to say, this is your oil. Okay, do what you can with do what you want with your oil. You know? Do you know that there's virtually no, apart from the northern part of Nigeria, there's virtually no part of southern Nigeria, no region in southern part of Nigeria that doesn't have crude oil, that doesn't have abundance of crude oil, abundance of liquid natural gas, and all of these stuffs that you're talking about. But Nigeria wants to finish you people in Niger Delta, and some of your elite are comfortable with that. Imo State has the highest deposit of liquid natural gas in the entire Africa. Or should I say, second in the entire world. Google it. Ogun State, as we have our own crude oil, we have our own liquid natural gas. Ondo State, they have their crude oil, they have their liquid natural gas. Anambra State, they partly have their own crude oil. The people of Abia State, they partly have their own crude oil. In case if you don't know, I'm saying this to you right now so that you can read it up. And realize that the idea of having your own country is not based on resources alone. It is like an opportunity for you to be able to say, you are part and parcel of a system or a country that puts together a system that, a system that you choose, a system of governance. This is your own choosing, not something imposed on you by some crooked criminals in, somewhere. That's the opportunity of being on your own. It's not about your resources, because we keep saying this. If to say the criminals in Nigeria are like humans, for example, right? They will realize that the most valuable resource that Nigeria should have is that of our people. Nigeria parades the highest population of young people in the entire Africa, right? Massive number of young people, right? That the country could have actually invested in and make them so productive enough that you won't be shouting our oil, that you probably have no right to tap. You have no right to tap it, but it's not your oil. You know what I mean? So similarly, when you see the people from northern part of Nigeria whose resources are also being stolen, including the terrorism unleashed on them. So when they say, oh, it's our gold, it's our this, no, it's not yours. It's owned by these crooks. In a country that is working, right, all these stuffs would have been more or less like administered by government, monitored enough that the resources or the money from them are used for the development of the country. That's not the issue with Nigeria, right? So the likes of Asari and co are very much comfortable with the crumbs that comes, and they couldn't even bear the idea of doing it on their own without Nigeria. What's the benefit? They discovered crude oil in commercial quantity at Oloibiri in 1957. There are others who said that they've discovered the crude oil in that same Nigeria, right? Like decades before that. But now, 1957, 2007, that's 50 years. 2027, that's like 70 years, nearly 70 years that they discovered the crude oil in commercial quantity. Go to Niger Delta and tell me you won't feel sorry for them. So what's the essence of being part of Nigeria in this, other than just the interest of your elites, so to say? So to the people of Biafra, the IPOB and their members, right? Well, it seemed they are going to make a lot of statements in 2026. So today, we saw rallies across, the eastern part of Nigeria. Solidarity for Donald Trump's action and interest in Nigeria, as well as a demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, this is the first of such gatherings in a very long time, mind you. So I'm going to take you to the east now. Let's make a stopover.
Live and direct, we are demanding for the release of our leader. Yes. Something is going on today, 20th of January 2026. The indigenous people of Biafra, they are protesting. What they are protesting is very simple. We are demanding. Today is a sad day for us, but also a remarkable day, a memorable day in our anniversary for those who was killed and slaughtered in cold blood day. What was their crime? They committed no offense. The only offense they committed because they stand firm to show their support to Mr. Trump, the President of the United States of America. That was the only offense they committed. We are here demanding the world should know IPOB are not backing down. Indigenous people of Biafra, we are not backing down. Not one day, not today, not forever. Our land must be given. No run, no run. No run, no run, no run. No run, no run. And our demand is still remain many things. We want justice for those being killed on that very day. On that very day, being 20th of January 2017, those people we are killed on cold blood. We are here to declare our own apologetic solidarity to the world. For them to know we are demanding justice. For the world to know, since 2021, injustice going on. All the injustice going on in zoo called Nigeria. Our leader's house was invaded on April 14th, 2027. More than 28 people go down. Nigeria government, APC government, killed an innocent and unarmed, armless civilians. They shot them because they are demanding for their rights. Our leader was preparing to go to the court. Nigeria government invaded their home and killed more than 28 people. And we are here demanding the international community to make an investigation over the insecurity going on in Southeast. Many governors of Southeast, their hands are in the insecurity going on in Southeast. Our demands remains thorough investigation for the massacre of our people at Ugwecha, Port Harcourt, Hebridge, Onitsha. A lot of atrocity goes on that very day, 2017, 28. Up to 9 years now, nothing has been happening. No investigation. Nothing was going on. We demand justice. We demand justice. We demand justice. The Nigerian government should go out, show us the law they use and sentence him. Yeah.
They have everly been peaceful. Now, if police or the military did not go there to shoot at them, that's how the IPOB processions have always been. Peaceful, orderly, and once they marched, then they disperse. No one is harassed. No one is, assaulted. Nothing. Until Boko Haram and his gang decided to militarize the eastern part of Nigeria, where Nigerian soldiers become so scared of somebody holding a phone and a flag. So phones and flags became weapons in front of, in the eyes of the Nigerian officials, because they have been given the order to shoot and kill. And they did kill. Not a single one of them is brought to justice for the judicial killings of armless civilians, right? And because of this, a lot of people felt like, you know what, there's no point in putting your lives in danger, like confronting these murderers. But at the same time, again, people feels like if the world or maybe take advantage that the American government is currently mounting pressure on Nigerian government to end the terrorism, the killings. So if Nigerian government should go for any reason this time around, after these peaceful, rallies, well, that may possibly help aggravate the already tensed issue. You know what I mean? So they've mismanaged this conversation around self-determination, regional system, restructuring. They have done so much to try to even criminalize it. You get what I mean? But yeah, I love this. Okay, so people will take advantage of this and tell the world and say, see, they are killing us. The terrorists that are killing Nigerians are not just the Fulani terrorists. There are those also who are like uniformed terrorists that the Nigerian government have committed a massacre, a genocide, a crime in the eastern part of Nigeria, if they begin to give you the list of those who have gone missing, those who have been killed, and those who have been locked up, like, without the courts. So they will put the argument forward and say, yes, this time around, the Fulani terrorists are busy trying to genocide us, but the government of Nigeria is already doing something similar. Here's the rest of that procession, by the way.
This is Anambra State Lion Squad, DSS. We are this junction to request for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the prison, because he did not do anything against the federal.
The people of the eastern region have gathered again in their numbers to demand the unconditional release of their son, their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they are demanding for the free Republic of Biafra. Let the international community bear us witness. We are peace-loving people. We have come out to demand for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Protests happening live in Abia. We are demanding for the unconditional release of our great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He committed no crime known to law. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. That is what we are demanding today, being the 20th of January 2026. When thousands of troops into the street of Igbo Port Harcourt to show their support for President Trump on 20th of January 2017. We demand justice. Number one, we demand justice for those murdered in cold blood during the President Trump inauguration solidarity rally, and prosecution of those responsible for the massacre and crimes against humanity. We declare our unapologetic solidarity with President Trump right from the day he first declared to be president of USA 10 years ago. We demand the unconditional release of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We demand a panel of inquiry on invasion of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's home on 14 September 2017 and the killing of more than 28 Biafrans in his home and those responsible. We demand an international community supervised panel of inquiry to investigate issue of insecurity in Southeast
from late 2021 till date. Number 6, we demand an international panel of inquiry on the massacre of IPOB members in Anambra State. We demand an international panel of inquiry on the massacre of IPOB members in Ngwa High School in Abia State. We demand for an international panel of inquiry on the massacre of IPOB members in Headbridge, Onitsha. We demand a public inquiry on Operation Python Dance, the invasion massacre of 28 people at the home of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We demand for the unconditional release of all IPOB members in various prisons and detention centers across Nigeria. Nigerians judge should be sent back to school to study and understand basic international law. This is our demand and this is our decree. We are seeking for international community. We are demanding the attention of international community on the genocide perpetrated on Biafran soil. Ndewonu. Need on everybody.
As we normally do.
Sorry about that. I think one of my camera is off, so let's see. This should do it. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, the IPOB members calling the attention of the world, and you might think, you know, the world is not interested. Well, at the same time, you know, you may be shocked that the world is very much interested, because even the Nigerian government is currently saying or justifying their $9 million that they paid to the PR company in America. They are justifying that with their claim that the IPOB was the one who convinced Trump, all right, to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, not because people are being killed. They are currently saying the reason why they gave $9 million to this DCI or DCL company in America was to help counter the international image painted by the IPOB about Nigeria. Now, because of the people of the Middle Belt and the Core North who have suffered greatly in the hands of this murderous terrorist, by the way. So yeah, if you think the world is not listening, then maybe you are the one who is not paying attention. Let's go to the northern part of Nigeria, the northeast of Nigeria. Bruno, they shared a bit of a border with the place called the Timbuktu Triangle. Yeah, it's funny, right? Timbuktu Triangle. This is somewhere around the Lake Chad, which partly is also part of Nigeria. So yesterday, the Nigerian military or the Nigerian army, you know, succeeded. In fact, it was actually 2 days ago, and then yesterday. So they succeeded in chasing these terrorists after several days of air bombardment, according to them. So it is a good news. I mean, I'm going to show you. So to show that they are actually going after the terrorists enough, right? So after bombing some of them and others have run away, so the abandoned camp were demolished by the Nigerian army. This video I'm about to share with you. Let's go to that Timbuktu. It's called Timbuktu Triangle in the northeast of Nigeria. One sec.
What's in there for that map? What's in the map? Not the body suit. What of lighter? Lighter. No, this is if you don't want to. Sai zuba kai dan hankali kai kashe wuta din. Kai ya kashe wuta din. Ya bai mutu ba.
Very born, idiot. They don't give no tell in peace to our family for Nigeria.
Hold on, boys. It's just a shame, right? After doing all of that, when they succeed in capturing some of these terrorists, politicians who are driving bulletproof cars, okay, staying in the fortified offices and homes, fully guarded, they will be the one making decisions on how to pardon the terrorists. You know, the operation continued here too. Watch this. In Borno State. Okay, so a quick break, just a quick reminder. Okay, if you have stayed this long on Maiyegun's Diary Political Tonight or this hour, and you haven't really liked the broadcast, what would be your excuse, if I may ask? So do you mind taking a minute, or just probably 2 seconds, right? And like the broadcast as well. Okay. So, and I have my GoFundMe link that just never really worked, right? So to those who are indeed asking out, can we reach out and support Maiyegun. Here is this link. I'm going to share it again. Where's that control? No. Okay, don't worry. So I left it this year. But let's go to Lagos. Something happened as well in Lagos, and I think it was yesterday, when a tanker that was probably, I don't know, like outward Apapa, thereabout, right, overturned its content on the bridge. And as usual, right, Nigerians from nowhere, they were all there to scoop the fuel. There wasn't any disaster. It's just a reminder to all of us that Nigeria is not coming out of the woods anytime yet. No matter how much they try to paint a picture of it's getting better, videos like this will keep reminding you that no, it's not. No, it's not.
More go up. More go up. More use a machine or more try go up. Machine? More go up now. People did it.
Let's leave it. Don't worry. Because for time. But in that same Lagos, okay, somebody made a clip just to remind us that Lagos is still a mega shitty. Do you get what I mean? Not city, mega shitty. In this sense. Watch this.
Yeah, class, all this
food are not this thing
office with that everything. See here, man, we do this side, this thing with the right for you. I think Rotary Club donated for them that year, which is 2016. The classes is a Rotary Club that donated. There is no any tangible project that has been done here. See, this is bush everywhere. There have a lot of bush has been growing everywhere, like sea leaves, sea trees. So call on Lagos State government, may they please help us. More not to do, more not share them from our pages. Guys, so please share it in your pages. The Lagos State government, call one consciously, please. So we know Lagos State government are really working, and we just want to call their attention to this. So they should know that this project has been here since almost 4 to 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Since you can see, we have Eco Project 2010 and 11. So Eco Project is a project that the Lagos State Ministry of Education used to do at every secondary and junior and senior secondary school. So I don't know if they will even stop this project, because this project is, if they are still doing this project, they have already done this school. So we don't know reason why everything is still like this. That is the video. See outside, if you can see outside, that is the main entrance, the gate. The gate is over there. See, main entrance is solo comprehensive senior high school solo. So this is the main gate. If you can see, this is the gate, solo comprehensive senior high school. This gate was also done by Cool Project too at 20.
See all this place, botanical garden stuff everywhere. This is not feel like everywhere is feel like see. Now give out the game last sec. If I'm building about to move.
The building right there, they don't even demolish the building. Don't demolish the building. Since how many years?
Our class
SS1 block 10. I beg we make Lagos State government find something to do about that one. See now, see entrance. This is the entrance of a classroom here. Bush have covered everywhere of it. Please, Lagos State government, find something to do. I know say when they work, no forget this school. No abandon my beg. See all those places. That space now space, all this space. There is space, more space there inside. Now school be that way we play. Everywhere. We don't cover everything. God. Please so. See. God. Class, all this.
So that not this thing.
And somebody also made a clip. This was like on the road. Yeah. The mega shitty.
It's very difficult to differentiate human being and pig in Lagos. This is Lagos. Lagos is the worst place to live. APC abandoned governance. Focus on politics. 2027 politics. Look at Lagos. Dustbin everywhere. It's very difficult to.
I would say it's difficult to differentiate between human beings and what have you in Lagos. But that's the interior Lagos. The ones that some of you don't want to see when you wind up your windows, right? And that's your cool car. Apart from you battling with the bad road, then you see also have to deal with the horrible stench that comes from this. Like, why is it so difficult to keep Lagos clean in that sense? They've got the money. They have to do is to be dedicated on collecting your waste and all that, right? But it is Lagos again. So it might be like you're asking for too much. Sometimes it might actually look like you're asking for too much. But they are also still pretty much picking those they call the area boys in Lagos. You know that? Yeah, Tokumbo has been picking the wanderers in Lagos in order to keep Lagos sane on their streets yesterday.
Hey, I'm a tackle. Hey, I'm a tackle. Hey, I'm a tackle. I'm a tackle.
Iṣẹ́ wo ni wọ́n ṣe ń bá ṣọmọ takú lè ṣe mẹ́fà náà
You will think he's saying Amotekun. No, Omotaku. You know the Omotaku are the area boys in Lagos, right? If you have a breakdown, if your vehicle breaks down anywhere, these thugs, they will surface from nowhere, and you have to pay them before they can allow a mechanic to look at your car. You have to pay them, or they will rob you or harm you. Yep. If you have a delivery, for instance, you have a truck delivering something at your address. The moment the truck enters the street where these thugs operate, they will tax the driver, or else you won't receive your delivery, not that day. So these are the societal menace that APC, Egbekegbe, continue to empower. Right now, they are making it look like they are going after them, which they are. But eventually, they're going to release all of them for the elections, because that is why they are easily kind of like operative in that Lagos. There's a sanctuary for them there, except for the camera, that you see them, arrest them, show them to us and all that. That's just for the cameras, okay? As we get closer to your 2027 charade, these are going to be the government pickings, the government kids that can do and get away with a lot of crimes, horrible of it, including killing people. So when after the elections, then they have to go out there and hustle. You know what I mean? Now they have to go out there, obtain people, harass people, extort people, and rob people all year round. They say it is Tinubu's legacy. You won't be totally wrong. So now they are doing something about it. And hopefully they will do something about this next story I'm about to share with you. It is the story of a lady who has been using the social media to call the attention of those who matters or those who cares to do something. A farmer No, let's first call her a Nigerian. She is Igbo, who is living in Osun State, doing a business there, bought lands, and she's farming. Not only that she's farming, she's into full-time agricultural view, where she takes her farm produce to the market. But she said she's been facing the hell, something she believes is just pure tribal bullying because she is Igbo. I want you to hear her story. It's heartbreaking in a way. I bet the only way she could possibly make all of us listen is to tell us that the systemic bullying, the tribal systemic bullying that exists in that contraption, right? And many people who suffer from it are always like, just keep your mouth shut. There are others who are not keeping their mouth shut. So that is why we are going to listen. This was from Osun.
See, for here, this is my sieving machine. Where they use sieve gari. They pull out the motor. They pull out the motor. Pull out the motor. Then let me see show. This one, they pull out the motor. As you know, gree them carry because this thing is very, very heavy. You get machine, see that machine where they here. You get machine where they here. See them, see as it is fresh. They dismantle this machine where they here. Carry them. This thing a little. Let me show now. That wicked where this people. I don't want to video him because police say make I no video him. I don't want to video him. Police say make I no video him. So for that is I will not video him yet. Let him calm down. Like I say, you see this particular case, I am ready to put in my life for it. Enough of this tribal bullying. If they don't want Igbo, then let them not sell land for Igbo. If I be Igbo, then let them not sell land to Igbo. Period. Enough of this tribal bullying. This is my pumping machine area. These boys them enter my pumping machine area. See as they scatter the pipe of the pumping machine. See the pumping machine. Then dig the pumping machine. Carry the pumping machine where they inside them. They carry the pumping machine where they inside them. Carry the pumping machine. If they don't want Igbo, then let them stop selling land to Igbo. Enough of this tribal bully. See as they scatter all the pipes where they under them. Then my big gen where they use run my farm. My big gen where they use run my farm where they here. These boys then carry big gen where they use run my farm. Where they use run my farm. This is 6 times they are coming to steal from me. 6 times. Not be 1, not be 2. This thing is 6. I'm ready to put in my life for this particular case. See as they scatter the pipe, as they find the pumping machine. Land will not be buy for me. I'm not owing to the dime. Enter my poultry house. Enter inside poultry. Guys, I'm making this video to create awareness. I'm no longer keeping quiet. I'm going to talk from now. I'm not going to keep quiet again. They robbed me yesterday. A day that break yesterday, they robbed me. They pack a lot of machines from my farm. Yesterday, no be the first time, no be the second time. And each time they do me this thing, the case, they go rubbish the case because I be Omo Igbo. They will say Omo Igbo lele. People that are supposed to talk will not talk. They will keep quiet because I be Omo Igbo. I'm always bullied because I be Omo Igbo. 70% of my workers are from this place. I'm not trying to say any tribe is bad, but I'm trying to condemn what they are doing to me, and I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to publicize this particular one. Today we are going for arrest because they catch one of them. Other one wrong, so they catch one. So that one is still in police custody. You see this one? Any of them where I'm ready to put in my life, I will put in my life for this particular one. This will put me debt. So this will put me last year. I never even paid the debt finish. A lot of machines where these people carry from my farm, I never even get money to replace them. Is it my palm oil processing machine? So we are going for every single thing. I'll go post everything. I'll bring it to the social media. I am tired of being bullied. I'm just a young girl struggling to make money for myself. I'm just a young girl working hard to make life for myself. This will keep doing me this back to back, and each time the case will be rubbish, but not this time. I'm good because I be Omo Igbo. I am tired of being that Omo Igbo where we say they suck from me. A lot of them are working for me. I know how many of them I'm paying at my age. At my age, I know how many workers that under me that I'm paying. I know they owe anybody. Any workers I am paying. Even sometimes, waiting they work no go reach. If you know me very well, those are the person will say, I just like to put smile on people's face. I just like to help, no matter how small. I want to help. That's the kind of person I am. I'm one person that I love to work hard. Anybody that knows me one-on-one will tell you this firsthand, that this girl is a hard-working person. But these people keep coming to my farm back to back. And each time I bring up the case, they will rubbish the case because I'm Igbo. So that means they are doing me this thing because I'm Igbo. I refuse to be bullied. Because I am not owing anything. The land belongs to me. Every single thing belongs to me. It's not on rent. I paid in full. Even when they buy the land, then they charge me reach three where they on top land. And they pay with trees where they on land. And they pay with trees. Even when I don't need those trees, they will charge me. I don't talk. They have prices. They charge. It's something they be say normal. They're supposed to sell it like 15 naira, but because you know be indigent, they will charge you more. I don't have a problem. I will still pay, and these people still come back. I have land where I buy for here. People are still planting on the land despite I've paid every single thing, and nobody say I don't report because I'm your Igbo. But when they are collecting Igbo money, they will collect it. When they're eating Igbo money, they will eat Igbo money. How many young girls out there will be hustling the way I hustle for these people to keep coming back to back to steal from me? I am not going to keep quiet on this particular one. I am going to bring everything to social media. I'm going to put in my life. Enough is enough. Because I have so many people from here that are living in my own area. Nobody is stopping them. I am not owing anybody. Plenty of my workers are from here. I make sure I feed everybody. I make them happy. I know how many of them where they pay their school fees. I know how many of them. Because I don't say they are using intentional acts. They are intentionally doing this back to back. You see this particular one, I am ready to put in my life. I will show everybody face involved. Anybody that try to come in between this case, I'm not keeping quiet again. I don't care if I don't see anybody, Papa. If I don't see anybody involved in this stealing, if I see your papa, I will arrest your father. If I see your mother, I will arrest your mother. If I see your picking of 1 month where they just born today, I will arrest that picking. I don't care. I'm going to be very heartless right now because this is the only way I can protect myself and protect my business. Because I know still the land. This land belongs to me. Every single thing belongs to me. Every single thing.
She's been targeted. Now, I'm not going to rule out the fact that she's Igbo, and that could be a factor too. But at the same time, for those who have dealt with Nigerians when it comes to this land issue, you realize that most of those who sell lands in Nigeria, from my own experience in Yoruba land, most of these land sellers and the rest of them, they actually like mostly greedy, selfish people. Where they, number one, if a Yoruba man wants to buy land from them, and a Hausa man wants to buy land, an Igbo man wants to buy land, there is about 80 to 90% chance that they will sell it to that Omo Igbo, like he said, because they can sell it for ×3 of the price. But at the same time, they may also be plotting to take the land back from you. And guess what? For those who have suffered that, because I have, that one has nothing to do with whether you are Igbo or you are Yoruba. These are just greedy scums. And when it comes to those who have been stealing our stuff on a farm, well, that one is a different case entirely. That is an act of stealing. Okay? So which means the Nigerian police that is so corrupt, compromised, are those who have frustrated her. Not even the thieves only, not even the indigents only. No. It is the police. Because if the police had done their job, for example, right, without shielding the criminals and trying to botch the case, she would be protected. So it's unfortunate though, because that's what Nigeria has become now, unfortunately. However, my lady, if you happen to see this video, I am encouraging you, okay, that you could use everything you have to fight it. Use the social media, expose them, because that's probably the only way you are likely going to cut your losses. Yeah, there are those who are doing this to you simply because they believe that, yeah, you are Igbo. They will do the same thing to a Yoruba man. They will do it the same thing to the person from their hometown, from that same place where you bought the land, if they have to. That's how greedy and selfish and criminally they are. So you just have to deal with them. In my own case, in Odogbolu, where I got a land, buried my mom, people that I grew up, like I was a baby, I was a little boy, right? I grew up, I should say these are the people who raised me. Elderly people, older men, women. Because they knew that I don't live in Nigeria. I live in the UK. Even though my family lives there, they still went ahead and threatened to take my land when they didn't succeed, right? Because I've buried my mom on that. Like my mom said, tomb is on that land. So they couldn't take it. So they waited for me until they were aware that I've got another land again, another 2 plots, not far from there, just next to it. Then they all let loose. They waited for me to make that payment. And then they insisted that they were going to take it, just for taking its sake, because I was too stubborn by calling them out when they tried to take my first land. So they took the second one and then disrupt or destroyed my plan for why I wanted an expanded land. So they do that simply because that is who they are. And from her own statement though, even though she's still insisting that this is her own experience, I'm not trying to invalidate her experience because she's the one that is facing it. So if she insists that they are doing this to him because he's Igbo, they are targeting him and all of that, I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying that they will do same to somebody who is not even Igbo, somebody from their hometown too. Because it is a lawless country, a lawless place that you have to be extra kind of like, I don't know, like you have to be extra mean like them before you can coexist with them. But in that same community, she said, there is always, there is someone, except someone who stood up for her. There is a second clip.
So guys, I'm making this video after 5. This is after 5. No reasonable arrest has been made. No reasonable interrogation. Imagine where you hold person, wait if person. Then no reasonable interrogation, no nothing. It's obvious that this is pure tribal bullying. It has been happening over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. This is a call for help. Because I'm not going to keep quiet on this particular one. Waiting this people pack. The one where they packed last year. I never even buy some of the machines them. I'm just trying to get myself back again this year. People that are supposed to handle the case telling us that they are very busy, that we should handle our case. Because they don't say at the end of the whole thing, I will let go. But I'm not letting go of this one because it's pure tribal bullying. Everybody is trying to remove themselves because it's between Igbo. It's Igbo, Mo Igbo. So everybody is trying to not talk. It's Omo Igbo. I remember when the last one happened, it was only one person, it was only one allergy that stood up for me. Only one allergy. He said, Koda. So this woman is buying all her materials from this place. These people stopped me from selling in the market. If I carry my product to the market, they will stop me from selling because I'm Igbo. I buy most of my materials in this place. They stop me from selling. I don't know my reason. I used to pay everything. I do not still complain. I said, for peace sake, I stopped. I started going to other villages to sell. I stopped selling. Each time, they keep doing this back to back. This is me calling for help. Please, if you know anybody, because I'm not keeping quiet again. Because the more I keep quiet, the more they keep doing this. The more they keep doing this. People that are supposed to talk are not saying anything. Everybody just trying to keep quiet because I'm Omo Igbo. But majority of my workers are from this place. They are sucking Omo Igbo money. They are eating Omo Igbo money. But when it's time for them to do the right thing, everybody will back off. Everybody will back off. Nobody will say anything. I know how many of them is working in that farm. I know how many of them. My raw materials, I buy them here. I don't sell my markets here. Abia, but when they want to sell land, I have acres of land here. I have acres. I'm not saying a plural. I have acres of land where I plant cassava. I get land where I buy. I've not used that land. Somebody's still planting on that land. I have complained. But when I want to buy property, they will sell it for me. They will sell property for me. Then when something happens, they will remember I'm on Igbo. Up to now, police has not made any reasonable arrest. No reasonable arrest. No reasonable arrest has been made. Even to person where thief, where it's obvious that you are not looking for any evidence. It's obvious. They are still telling us, they're not go do because I'm Igbo. I didn't mean say this case is between me and Igbo. If you see how they don't rush to handle this case. I didn't mean say it's between them and them. They don't rush handle this case. But just because it's between Igbo, that is the reason why they are trying to rubbish everything. But I'm not letting go. This is me calling for help. It's not a matter of where you are from right now. This is an injustice to a young woman. It's an injustice to a young woman. So, guys.
I know. And it's very sad, too. It's unfortunate. A place that appears to just be like a dog eats dog of a thinking. If you have invested money before, and you have seen your own investment threatened. And also, if you look at this very well, it also shows the defective supposed state of law in that country. It's unfortunate. And it actually really breaks my heart, by the way. She is being targeted. I mean, when she explained the part where after producing agari and other stuff that she's planted, she purposely came. She's an investor in that Osun state. Do you understand what that means? When somebody put their money together and decided to buy lands, hire people, give them job, clear the land, cultivate the land, buy machines, industrial machines that could be used to, for different production from the farm produce and all that. And then you are told that you couldn't sell it here. Don't sell your stuff here. So the people that, if it is the leader of the community, right? Or if, I mean, it's so crazy. Like she said, when she brought her money, she wanted to buy land. They happily collected the money, gave her the land, only for them to turn on her again. She didn't mention the particular place in Osun State. And I decided to amplify, her plea. She is pleading for those of you who are from Osun State to get involved. This is not right. Forget about being Igbo or not Igbo this time around. A young woman, like she said, pull her resources together to invest in a place in food production. And she's been having her own equipment stolen one after the other. Her own borehole pumping machine was stolen. That's a targeted sort of like attack. And it is beyond just robbery in this sense. I initially thought it was just about a robbery. Now she said she's been at it so well. Enough that she knows that the police are not interested in investigating. Police were telling her to go and settle it. Go and settle your case. We are very busy. It's an unfortunate thing, right? Here is a clip of another thief caught up. Meanwhile, if I have I wanted to give her advice in case if she sees my video. I am happy that somebody like that believes in Nigeria in the sense that, like millions of others, because I keep saying this in case if you don't know. If you are a Yoruba person, if you are non-Igbo, because this time around is for all of us now from that contraption, okay? If you are a non-Igbo and you hold the sentiment that probably your forebearers, passed on to you, that the Igbos are this, the Igbos are that, and when it comes to Nigeria, the Igbos can be trusted in your leadership, the blah, because you, others, love Nigeria more than Igbos, but that's not true in practice. As much as the Igbos are continually demanded for Biafra, right? You will still realize that it's still these Igbos that are those who really believe in Nigeria. And what do I mean by that? It is only an Igbo man that will leave his own, his own communities, leave his own region, pack his own money to go to unknown places that he's got no relative, he's got no relation, he's got no connection to. And will take all his money or her money and go there with the purpose of investing and expanding. Only the Igbos are doing it in that mass scale. You go to northern Nigeria, you will see them in the remotest of the remotest villages, rendering different services, sales, buying, this and that. Meaning there are those who probably believe that, well, Nigeria is their country, so anywhere they go, as long as they are, possibly like being productive, they are contributing to the growth of Nigeria. But yet, there's this, there's this institutionalized, entrenched sort of like hatred. And some of you can't even explain why. When they asked some, why do you feel like that towards the Igbos? Like, why? And then one of them said, in fact, quite a number of them will tell you, the Igbos are very proud and they like money. I was like, what is wrong in that? You have a lot of you who would do anything just for money. But somehow, it is the Igbos that love money. But you all love money. Majority of you will actually sell, your loved ones for money. You will betray the people that trust you most for money. And it doesn't matter where you come from. But you are so convenient to say that. And then what is wrong in having pride in yourself? They are very proud and they like money. Is that the reason why you have to kind of like be so passionately hateful towards them? Because you are told to. That's what I used to ask people. Because when I say hatred is thought, I got that from that, So if I have an advice for this lady, it will be two advices. First, I would advise her as a Yoruba man that the number of these characters who act like this are in the minority in Yoruba land. Majority would welcome you because that's how accommodating we can be. And that is why you have a lot of non-Yorubas who actually really thrives in Yoruba land until this politics of hatred and all of that became mainstream. So I would want you to stay and keep your investment and protect your investment. There are measures you could take. One of them is, if you could do it would be for your own good. Where you have critical infrastructures that are like for your use, maybe you should mount security cameras. This time around, you can have them cut, in 4K, okay? And then use the social media like you have been trying to as well. I would want you to stay. I have had people who have also advised her, and I'm also going to, that if you feel like your investment is being so threatened and there is no guarantee or protection from the supposed government, the police, and what have you in that state, I would advise you cut your cost. Sell all of this stuff. Return back to the Eastern Nigeria, where I believe you could still produce or still farm, produce all this stuff and sell them to the willing market, the willing buyers. You don't have to take any of my advice. They are just freely given and they can be freely ignored. But take a look at this thief. They are looking for this one in Utako, courtesy of office camera. So now that's not a skit. In case if you are looking at it like, is that a skit? It's not. So that's a thief. that took advantage of an empty office, within the office complex to steal a laptop, a phone, and a few other things that he could pick. But you could see him right there in 4K. So it's not going to be hard to track him and find him. In case if you know him, you may actually be making a cool 500,000 naira ahead. That's the reward. Anybody who can help them find him will get a reward of 500,000. I mean, is it 1 million naira? I think it's 1 million naira. Yeah, that's a free one. So don't say I didn't do anything for you this year. All right. So if you know him, go get your cool cash of 1 million naira. That's a thief. So if you are investing in any remote part of Nigeria, even when it is not remote, when you put your money down in this age and time, you should have eyes on that. I mean, on it. Very much like 24/7 eyes on it. So when things goes wrong, you can know who did it. Just for your own sanity, Like, well, the driver of the vehicle that's Anthony Joshua, his two friends were traveling in, right, when they had that crash in Ogun State, on the Lagos-Ibadan or Lagos-Shagam Expressway, right? They've arrested him, and at the same time, they are currently trying him. He's being charged for reckless driving. I don't think manslaughter is also part of it. Okay, so the victims have since been buried. Joshua himself returned back to the UK, but the driver, he was in court for at least I heard that of reckless driving. Joshua's driver.
Oops, don't worry, we are going to be sorry. Sorry. You have to keep moving backwards. That's the only way to do it.
Interest of justice. Let's talk about the bail, sir. Yes. What's the update on the bail condition?
The bail still remains. Nothing will affect the bail.
So it won't be remanded again?
I won't say anything about it. That is for
Has he met the bail conditions?
Definitely. He has met the bail condition. In as much the court that stated the bail condition, and we have met it.
Yes? Okay, so your name again? Your name, please.
My name is Otumba Olalekan Abiodun.
Thank you so much for your matter.
Thank you.
So Otumba, Barrister Olalekan will be representing him in court. I just thought you should probably get to know, So also another reminder that if you have been watching up to this moment, okay, you haven't liked the broadcast, you should now. It's a reminder. Like, share, and even subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Political if you haven't already. Now let us go to Abuja, where Omoyele Sowore was in court yesterday, and it was because of the DSS charges. I don't know, should I give you that one first? Got something though, the shorter ones. Let's try this first, okay? Remember that the APC, Egbekegbe, they have been mouthing the plan to dislodge Alex Otti from Abia in 2027. Uzo Kalu, Benjamin Kalu, and every other Kalusas that are cooking would possibly have the Abians to deal with if they really want to get rid of Alex in 2027. Here is one of the supposed projects that the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, was supposed to be embarking on, right? Abandoned. So they are telling them, is this what you want to really give to them to replace Alex Otti with? There is one.
Just imagine, this is the road. This road is not up to 6 months. Look at it. Look at it. Up to 6 months. This road is not up to 6 months. for people celebrating Ben Carlo, Honorable Ben Carlo. Look at it. This road is not up to 6 months. Look at the gutter. Just imagine this thing. Not up to 6 months. Look at it. Tomorrow you people will say you do road for Uzitem. Is this thing road? Please, Governor Olesoti, come and do road for us. We need a road. We need a better road construction in Uzitem. Look at it. Is this a road? Look at the gutter. Not up to 6 months. Look at it. In Uzitem, Unamuranya Biniko. Have you deceived Kwaja? Yes, we appreciate it. Each other, you know, I am a raise again, me raise bozo. Abu Guru, in sinking cinema, West Loza. Look at. Trailer ban here 2 times. Yago, ya make a cargo. Mini Juan Yali on the podium, Vukota relay Yali, Aquas Yarenka, Vueleko. Anala here, maybe songs that here, Western Kage, look at Gota. 18 Konya half is here. Look at it. Would you just imagine? This is no road. Governor Lesoti, please come for our rescue. Come to it, and we need you here. We need Governor Lesoti to come for our rescue. Come and rescue us. We don't have a good road. This is no road. In less than 6 months, all this thing, flood, we pull everything out. Please. This is no road. I'm telling you honestly. This is no road. Even though yes, live and when Lord it is smooth, but I don't know each other many now. When you want to do road. Not to do political road. Well, this is a political road and it is not good for us. Thank you.
You get because that should have been a constituency project. Constituency project paid for by the federal government, your tax. But it's always going to be appearing in their budget every year. And then they're going to come and probably patch the remaining side, take a picture, do the Photoshop of the picture, and broadcast it. Broadcast it as a completed project, a substandard one for that matter. But for the people of Nenwe, I don't know if I pronounce that right, by the way. They're called the people of Nenwe community in Enugu. They decided to build their own bridge themselves. So the entire community came together to become the labor workers, or should I say the workers, in constructing of a new bridge. Not waiting for government, all right? I'll show you. Nenwe.
Oh, c'est évident, à bout de moi, c'est tabac. Alors, à Bordeaux aussi, il y a un gars qui aime que les mecs. Ah, qui va avoir une lata. On peut t'avoir une. Oh, go even idea, go mabel e mama. Go even idea la. Ngo bele sore lo, wen gela la ba do concrete. Ano de ko. No ke na ba do la ta wa un concrete. Akwe vo even ni. Akula vo. That is life. I tabu one la va kwa. Okay. I have me kidnapping my brother.
Ansani. Okay.
Fine girl. Oh, I'm not gonna find girl.
Thank you.
You have no idea how that clip brought these nostalgic memories or something, nostalgic feelings. You know, we are community people. They said it takes a whole village to raise a child. That's what that means. Communities will come together, clear the footpaths, the road that leads to the community. Everybody will dedicate a day. Communities will come together, pull resources together, and then build community schools, community markets, community church, community mosque, where people actually have to work as laborers in building those structures. Something that brings everybody together, the love, the laugh, the sharing, you know what I mean? This is who we are. And I feel jealous because I have not really experienced what you can call a real community in that sense of the African setting in that sense for the past 14 years. So you can imagine what I felt like watching that, like, oh man. Oh. You know what I mean? Like, those people are going to grow old. The bridge they are building, so many of them are going to point to that bridge and show their own children. Some will grow old enough to show their own grandchildren and say, I participated in building construction of that bridge. The whole community came together. We all worked and put, every brick. That's what a community is. That's who we are. That's something that could have really propel us to greatness, if not because of this horrible leadership that has sort of like bedeviled the country, every part of it. Community. That's what you call community. You know? That is gradually and slowly sort of like fading away. So it's good to see something like that again. It's really good. And I'm not proud, probably going to mind the people whose responsibility was to construct those infrastructures, the government. No. For that, it gives a different vibe, a different feeling. I don't know about you though. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good job. And well done to them. Meanwhile, the people of Eche, local government area of Rivers State, one of the beneficiaries of Tinubu's abracadabra, the violation of the constitution that created the sole administrator that then conducted the local government elections, which was more or less like a selection, right? Produced different clowns who are now manning the local government areas of Rivers State. Praise singers, all of them. Here is that Eche one, the one that usually talks like with a wiki. Yeah, the one that was fighting over revenue between himself and the neighboring local government. Remember? The guy is in Dubai on a break, on vacation.
Chia, how are you? Good?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, this is the tallest hotel in the world. I'm enjoying myself.
Why not? I'm enjoying myself. The man who came from the creek of Niger Delta, where they have abundance of crude oil, but he's living off at the stipend, the crumb that Abuja is giving them, and he's feeling like he's on top of the world, visiting another oil-producing country. If Nigeria was a real place, the south, the Niger Delta part of Nigeria would be pretty much like the most beautiful part of Nigeria, the richest part of Nigeria. If oil, in that sense, like what they have done with their oil money in UAE. He left the creek. The water in the creek cannot be, you can't drink it. There's no drinking water there. Half of their ecosystem, what do you call it, their ecological, or even the water, half of that you can't fish from it because of oil spillage, gas flaring, pollution, and what have you. So from the crumb they are giving them, it took some to go and visit another oil-producing country on a boat, on a cruise boat, and he said, I'm enjoying myself. So when he's done enjoying himself in a country that's got 24 hours electricity, the country that is built with the same crude oil money that Nigeria used in impoverishing them, he will go back to that creek. He's never going to be motivated enough to say, man, they use crude oil money to build that place. So, but look at what we have done with our own crude oil money here. He's never going to get motivated that much. Because those before him were never motivated to fight it that way. So it's not going to be different. And many, many like him won't be different, of course. Let's take a dive to Omoyele Sowore's appearance in court yesterday. If you don't mind. They are charging him for defamation, for calling Tinubu a criminal, right? And also to use these litigations to kind of like hold him down enough. So he's got this to say after the appearance yesterday.
Are you ready? Stay there, sir. Stay there. Oh, man. The camera.
Okay, so just a quick one. The charges against Red Freedom was amended and the other defendants were like to react to this. And what are you transfer to say? Initially, you said you don't know who the Twitter handle was. Can you just run us through what happened today?
What we actually found out is that it is not who the Twitter handle is that was today's topic. It was that a lawyer to the federal government said in court that he was not briefed by the president to represent him. That's the end of the case. Because what these laws are clear about, this is my fourth cybercrime charge. The first one was by Buhari in 2019. And one element of that law, even as it was amended, is that the person who claimed that you are harassing him or bullying him must have complained. So a third party, in fact, how we defeated Buhari in 2019, we were able to prove that Buhari doesn't use the and that Malami doesn't know anything about it. In fact, at the time that Buhari was complaining about air infection, that he said I was bullying him. How can somebody who cannot hear reads or writes, when we told the thing that we will need Buhari in court in his personal capacity, because that's what the law said, they withdrew the cyber crime charge. So we got a very big one today. And that is why their lawyers are probably not going to pass through this case before they admitted in open court that there was no briefing from the president about this case. So the judge, in very, very interesting way, they kept asking them, who then initiated the case? Because they didn't want to announce the name of their witness. They only have one witness, unknown. And they said, look, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not allowed lawyers to do their job, but I've been frequenting courts a lot. The only thing I know about the Evidence Act is that if somebody is going to give evidence in a criminal trial, the defendant has the right to, in advance, have a copy of his own pledge. And then you can adequately prepare for the trial. In this case, they didn't know who, they just said we have a witness involved. And the judge laughably said, even with an evil spirit, we must know what is going to say. That was how that apart from the other things, you know, this is an active case. A very active radioactive case. But the interesting part is that, as one of our lawyers said on TV, the president has not confirmed that he's not a criminal. He didn't complain to anybody. It is busybodies at the DSS who have nothing to do at the time that the country is in need of their intelligence expertise, so-called, that they went around trying to please the president. Maybe they have some money left out there for lawyers, and they just want to find some people to brief you. And the last thing I'll say is that we have been through this nonsense before. Malami was the architect of this kind of foolish lawsuit. Look at where we used to be. In fact, when we leave this place today, we want to go and help to bail Malami out of it. Yes, at Kuje prison, we are planning to go there because it's an initiative to not only the bail is invented, but the freedom that the bail has. Hopefully, we will still be able to find him there at Kuje prison, where he's been hiding. But we are not mocking him because we don't play with fundamental human rights. But it's important for Nigerians to know that if people have work to do at a time like this, they will never have brought this lawsuit. And that's why they are not likely to be finding their lawyers addressing the media. They might, after they have heard of what they are having in there, with maybe pick up on some of our statements and use it to address why they are here. But at any rate, I'm available anytime they want me, even though I know this is frivolous, it's a waste of my time, energy. For the last 1 year, these wicked people seized my passport. I have not been able to travel out of the country, Nigeria. But as always stated, there are 200 million people here. I'm not more important than the 199 point something million people who are also trapped here. We must do everything to get ourselves the liberty that we deserve and the country that governs with common sense. Thank you very much. Revolution.
Sure. Yeah, he's offering to help bail out Malamu, but that's just a sarcastic or sarcasm. He's just being sarcastic. He'll say Malamu created all the mess, the madness. I mean, they accused him of defaming Bukwari at the time, and he said, "Okay, then you will need to bring the person I defamed to court so that he can come here and possibly be your witness to say he feels defamed." And because of that, the case died. Again, they are now holding him or charging him for calling Tinubu a criminal. So they are therefore charging him for defamation. So he called them busybody because Tinubu himself, right, doesn't use the social media. Like Bukwari, who was deaf and dumb. he wasn't hearing things anymore. So how did he hear that Sowore abused him? How did Tinubu know that Sowore abused him? Because you remember that Tinubu told us, he know they use social media, remember?
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Please, forget it. So why is the DSS not listening to Tinubu? We all know why. They are busybodies. Because their real job is to prevent a crime before they happen. But unfortunately, they have become the lapdog of the people in government. Their job is to protect the personalities in government, not to protect the country from a possible internal invasion, unfortunately. But yeah, there are those who are the senior data men, the senior Ronukus, who continue to believe that you may blame Tinubu for everything, but you don't blame him. He's just here to protect you and then project you to a better future. Do you believe that? Listen to this, Ebon.
And I expect Bolaji to understand that simply. Now, the consequence has come. And here is a man who says, okay, I reasoned with this consequence before I campaigned that you should vote for me. I am equal to the task. I will take these issues fundamentally from the beginning and I will, we will tackle it. That's exactly what President Bola Tinubu is doing. Okay, right today, as we speak today, by 2023 May, whether we liked it or not, there was no possibility of continuing with subsidy. Bola Tinubu did not remove subsidy. He only announced the removal. And some people are saying, why will he announce subsidy removal without preparing for it? How will he have prepared for a subsidy that was impossible to continue with as at the time he came to power? Okay, now what have we done? We've tried to reverse the negative tide of the economy. How? Unemployment rate has dropped drastically from some from 33% to about 4-point-something% now. Now, inflation has dropped from...
Unemployment rate?
Yeah.
You need to check your...
No, but
unemployment rate from 33% to 4.1%.
Rate as of 2020 was about 33%. Yes. It has dropped drastically. Reason being that there are other sectors of the economy that are absorbing people, not the major sector of the economy. Payment of salaries, civil service salary has not failed one day. State governments no longer borrow money to pay salaries as they were doing before. All I'm trying to say is that we are trying to handle the economy in a way that is only possible by anybody who understands the language of finance. That's exactly what we are having in Nigeria is a general insurgency of some ISIS, ISWAP, and all of that. Okay. Is it wrong to employ the services of public relations experts? Is lobby a criminal act? In public relations, which I know very well, when a situation is getting tacky and the channel of conviction is a bit narrow and funny, you need some experts to break the ice. So what has Nigerian government done wrong? You see, these people are very wicked, and Nigerians need to understand that that coalition called APC is evil, and I'll tell you what I mean. See him talking about there's no food in Nigeria. Why spend $9 million to do PR? For God's sake, we saved Nigeria from some unjustifiable and hallucinating destruction that could happen from one man whose action cannot be determined the next minute. We have seen that man take a lot of actions that were not actually justified. And when he said further that Nigeria wanted to be nice before the Americans, what kind of statement is that? What kind of absolute illiteracy was that? Are we trying to be good before Americans, or we are trying to explain to a people who do not have the right information about us that this is not right? What we are hearing is wrong, and we have succeeded in doing that. Isn't that reasonable? Today, they are fighting the insurgency for us the way nobody else has fought it. Neither Jonathan, neither Buhari had been able to fight it. So haven't we succeeded in doing something? Haven't we succeeded in getting something home? Why is he saying all of this? Just because of election? Just because we want to paint the government bad? So that Nigerians need to be very careful of these people. I can tell you that for free. They need to be very careful of these people. At the end of the day, if these people are not, if the Nigerians are not careful with these people called ADC, they will not only destroy Nigeria, they will destroy the future of Nigeria. Because they are coming with a lot of belligerence, anger, and irresponsibility, if I may say. How do you come on TV and say things like this? So, you are now beginning to say 9 million is so much. If he was minister, and I...
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
So you should probably learn how to send a few courses their way. You know, if you are challenging Tinubu, it's because you want to come and destroy the future of Nigeria. You want to come and destroy Nigeria. Tinubu is fixing Nigeria right now, and everything is fine. Unemployment has come down and all that. Mad people everywhere. Here is a contractor, a local contractor in Abuja, addressing everybody again, begging that the government of APC, Egbekegbe, should pay the 4 trillion naira they hold the local contractors. Well, the Wike won't pay them, because to him, no? If you are owed money by government before us, it's up to them, so it's not us. Now they are using police to harass them. These were Nigerians who are contractors in Nigeria. That don't really matter.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adelibola Benson Ihua. I'm the chairman of FCTA Indigenous Contractors. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the President of the Senate, the Speaker, House of Representatives, the media, the civil society organizations, and all well-meaning Nigerians, and of course, the international communities, to please help us appeal to the Minister of FCTA, Barrister Nyesom Wike, to please pay us our outstanding contractual obligations. Our family are suffering. Our children cannot return to school. This job was legally awarded to us by FCTA. We signed an agreement with the legal department of FCTA, and the job was executed. The monitoring department also monitor and supervise this job. And up till now, no payment for over 2 years now. The minister stopped the payment according to the Treasury Department. We've written a series of letters, we've appealed, we've done all within our legal right to do, but no result. We've protested. In fact, I personally wrote a letter, sent a letter, a message to the minister. And I was shocked when the minister ordered my arrest and detention. I was detained for over 7 days and later charged to court. The police investigated my job and satisfied my job. And I wonder why we are being subjected to this kind of punishment, even in our own nation, where we all lived and also pay taxes. We cannot continue like this. We've resolved to confront this matter with everything legally possible. We've resolved that if the minister is going to kill us, let him kill all of us and bury us in front of his gates. But before that, we are appealing to everyone to help us talk to him, to help us appeal to him to pay this money. We don't have any issues with this minister. We are not having any political issues with him. We are not in any...
How you do? Will the wicked pay you? Well, we shall see. There is a news of a recent kidnapping of church people or church goers in Kajuru, in Kaduna. Kajuru is in Kaduna, by the way, so in that order. 177 churchgoers kidnapped this past Sunday. And guess what? The Kaduna government denied it. And they have been working around the clock in the last 48 hours to debunk it. Fake news. It's a lie. Nobody is kidnapped. There's nothing that happened in that community. So this afternoon, they finally sent the supposed commissioner of police in Kaduna to Kajuru to go meet with the survivors who have now related their true story. 177 church worshippers have been kidnapped in Kajuru, in Kaduna. And there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Here is the visit this afternoon.
Waye yaushe dawo? An tafi da kai ka dawo? Eh bari zo da Allah.
Ina cikin wanda sun tafi da shi. Ga ciwo na kan shi ma. Kai na kuka so ka kai ku ne nan bayan dutse na hala. Yawa. San ba za su yi nisa da wurin nan ba.
Girma bango.
Ba mu je wurin ba. Ta sabon gida mun ga wurin ma ba kowa kufai da an koyi su a wurin. Kai ya aka ka dawo?
wallahi kaga lokacin da na samu na kafsi da mun kai inda sun kori mutane wannan da yarinya na hana so da mun kai wurin mutum da muna da yawa to kwata-kwata wasu gidaje fadin state na gidan ba zai wuce kofar nan ba to duk da mun kai tun da muna da yawa mun yi cukun sosai na dan na dojin na shiga cikin wani daki ne da na shiga daki nan sai na rufe dakin to ba wanda da ya sai cikin lokaci Allah ya taimaka na shiga daki
kana ina ne aka tafi da kai kana wannan cikin ne
ina wancan cikin
okay kuna ciki sai me ya faru
a lokacin da muna cikin church sai mun ji mutane suna yi to da na fita kenan ina fita kenan sai na ga mutane kudu a bakin church namu da bindigogi to a lokacin sai na daga yarinya na ce zan ruga da gudu sai da ya ce idan fa na yi gudu shi zai harbe sai na saya to da na saya ne sai sun ce to mu tafi suka koro mu a ikkilisiyan mu mun kai wancan coci sai na ga mutane cocin har riga an tara su a waje suna zama to a lokacin ne sai sun ce to mu tafi sai muka dinka mun shiga daji kenan tafiyan kenan muna kusa da gari din nan ne inda an kori mutane sai sun dan sayar da mu da suka sayar da mu ba wani abu kawai sai duka ba wani tambayan da sai mana sai duka wuri suka duke mu a wurin an gama kuma sai sun ce mu tafi to da muka tafi ne da mun kai anguwan nan sai na samu na shiga wani daji na rufe daji inda mutane suna da yawa ba ma mutanen garin mu sun zo da wasu mutane ne ma wanda sun kama suna rike sun ajiye su a hanya kamar sun zo sun shiga to daga gari ne na fita sai na bi daji to na shiga na Allah ya taimaka suna da yawa gaskiya suna da yawa
So I was trying to experiment something. You see those texts popping up. They are supposed to be, I was supposed to be faster, but I wasn't. So that's the young man there explaining to the security guys that the terrorists, when they came, where is that? Yeah, he said, we're in the church. When we heard noise from outside, I stepped out of the church and I saw 4 armed men standing outside. That guy in yellow. So I picked my little daughter and wanted to run, but one of the men said, if I run, he will shoot me. So I stopped. They now said we should go. They removed the other people from the church. When we got to the other church, we noticed they have also removed all the members. Together, they asked all of us to go with them. We began to journey into the bush with them. We got to a village and they started beating us without any question. After beating us, they asked us to continue the journey into the bush. When we got to another village in the bush, we saw a lot of people there. Some of them not members of our community. That was where I escaped because of the crowd. I escaped through the bushes until I got back to our community. And that is the kidnapping that the Kaduna State government have spent so much time in the last 48 hours to deny. So what's going to happen now? So the victims, the kidnapped, well, we just have to wait again and see if they can call the terrorists and tell them to release these new churchgoers.
How can you defeat President Tinubu? He has gathered everybody together in one basket. You can't defeat him at all. Money for money, vote for vote. 20,000 per vote. They will have the money to buy everybody. Because all the governors have war chests. They just devote 3 months allocation to settling people. And people are hungry, they will collect. And if you don't even collect, there will be a glitch in INEC. There will be a glitch. That's just the truth. I'm just being honest. No need to sugarcoat it at all. No need to sugarcoat it. We are not going to have election in 2027. If you ever have it, nobody can defeat Tinubu the way we are today. I don't know tomorrow. As of today, nobody can defeat President Tinubu, and because he's in control of almost 31 governors and they all have allocations to dispense to the people, to INEC, to DSS, to police. Is that not true? We are all. If President Tinubu were to just exercise the utmost wisdom of a statesman, 4 years is enough for him to be president. He has done enough. He has achieved his economic reform. So, political reform is now the front burner of the agenda. We can't continue the way we are now with 100 million naira form to run for office. So there is a program that will terminate in October 1, a civilian program, a civil society effort. We just pray and wish that President Tinubu can look in our direction. We cannot force him. We cannot plan a military coup against him. We cannot plan a civilian coup against him. He's on the throne. Can he use his... How can you defeat a president?
Wilaya olóni ọmọ mọ fashion o má jẹ́ kó ma wọn wèrè tó sa nrun ki tó kan nrun ki àwọn sisi fa bí ààrẹ wọn fi apartment wọn ga jẹ́ kó ọmọ bandit olómi le ewe e yarun ese kankan e tu shefu àwọn bàbá gba tán ní wilaya ní gbogbo ẹ dúró dédé yìí bó ni wọ́n ti dàgbà dé tó jobiki ọdún mélòó ni o tí gbogbo yín rẹ̀ wá pọ́n at the age of 25 wọ́n náà wá sẹ́nu pẹ́pẹ́ akiyin káàbọ̀ àbí ke da wi mo ju ọlọ́kẹ́ o wá cream gidi lo tọ́jú ara má fi boxers rẹ̀ bá fi bo òkú lẹ́nu àfi kẹ́mi padà sára rẹ̀ ó gbọ́dọ̀ gasa otu díẹ̀ aṣọ ta nìkan ló ṣe gẹ́tọ̀ asinglet rẹ̀ ńkọ́ isile ki bá tajade lábí aṣọ báyìí bí gbà tí na se yo ni ma niti a màláíkà tó fẹ́ pọ́n oore fún ọgán o hot wọn bo mú wá ni gbogbo bí tí bá ti run màláíkà rẹ̀ ò ní dúró ńbẹ̀ màláíkà bú yóò ma escort rẹ̀ ki torí a màláíkà gidi ara wa ni agidi òórùn gidi na man like na fi ni e ma lo turari gidi a sì máa fọ́nú na wilaya oni o ma ṣe mọ́tótó ànábì náà fọ́nú ànábì a máa fọ́nú ní zuri asri maghrib isha ko ti pọ̀jù wọ́n nínú àwẹ̀ wọ́n máa fọ́ ohun bá yí àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ khalufu sọ́yìmì òun ẹnu tiẹ̀ náà sọ àlùbáríkà wọn lòun ẹnu rẹ̀ fẹ́ bí àwọn àgbàlagbà máa ń lo pákó alimisiwaaku baraka lawla an ashuqa ala ummati la awjabtu alayhim siwaka fi kulli salat. oníbẹ̀ bá ṣe pé ìfẹ́ dà wọn ìjọ mi láàmú gbogbo irun kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ìbáníkà máa fọnu ká tó kírun kó yọ̀rọ̀ wá kírun àwùsù tó ṣe báyìí ọlọ́run gan disappear ní ṣe mí díẹ̀ ọmọ yìí ẹrú wo ni wọ yìí tó járí mú mi yìí ẹ ṣéfù dáadáa dá sọ fún ọgbà màláíkà ọlọ́run ní tì gbogbo wọn náà ní tì máṣu náà wọ white ní látòkè délẹ̀ sẹ́yìn ìwé ṣe máṣu ní ìbá màláíkà náà nù kátó wá ní wọ́n tẹ̀ ṣe màláíkà wìláyà wo ló ń gbé bọ̀ táwọn yẹn sá fún tán lásìkò sí kọ́lá gbogbo àgbàlagbà tá a jogún oore wìláyà nílé wọn tó básìkò wọn mú náà ti ṣe wọ́n tí wọ́n mọ bí tó ti ń bọ̀ ọwọ́ ń sokun ẹran mọ́rùn kì wáyà náà tó yẹ kó fi so náà àdúgbò yín kan múná dé ó tún fi ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ àṣà ní ìbọn náà ti ṣe gbóyún wọ́n yọ wáyà ọrùn ó jẹ ìyá ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wòlíì ọlọ́mọ sunkún oríyà gidi ni wọ́n fún wáyà létí ọrùn wìláyà olóní ọmọ mọ̀fà.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kése là ń rí lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ kàsàkàsà tí ń bọ̀ o. $1 was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now $1 is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torí tó ń ṣe falafolo. Ọgbà salary ìkìláwà. Ìgbéraga week. Ọgbéra rẹ̀ sánlẹ̀ láìpẹ́.
Let's call it a night. It's been a wonderful evening. So I want to say thank you to every one of you for being part of it. Okay. So please, last reminder, remember to like the broadcast if you haven't already. I'm going to see you another time. And until then, it's going to be a good night from here. Dara.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Mayegun number 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Mayegun number 1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun dayari Mayegun number 1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun dayari Mayegun number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun dayari. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. Maiyegun diary diary politico. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà wọn. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó po ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.